Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Cranky Gun Reviews. This video is going to be a little bit different than my typical ones. This is going to be mostly a clip show of Paul Harrell videos. I'm not monetizing this video because none of the content is mine, but over the past few days, the entire YouTube community has banded together to get Paul Harrell over 1 million subscribers so he can get his 1 million subscriber play button. And throughout the course of all the videos that I've watched of his, I really wanted to put together some of my favorite videos, the ones that have taught me a lot, and have some anecdotes and, you know, a few Shatner-esque pauses put in there, as well as a few of my speech impediments, because sometimes I forget what I'm saying and have to stop and stumble over my words as well. But for the most part, Paul Harrell, thank you very much for all the videos you put together over the years. I've been watching you for 9 or 10 years. I've seen every one of your videos that you've posted, some of them many times. And again, I just want you guys that subscribe to my channel to look at my favorite videos and some of the most memorable videos that Paul Harrell has put together over the years. So let's jump right into it.
Now, I know I said I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but I'm going to try this. And it reminds me why I'm not much of a coffee drinker. However, as coffee with cream and sugar goes, this isn't too bad. But sometimes there are things that really shouldn't go together, like you're fortifying your coffee with vitamins. It might be better to just have coffee and then have a jug of vitamins.
Rolling and action.
Hi, Paul Harrell here for Shasta Soda. After a long day at the range, whether it's sunny or rainy, there's nothing quite as refreshing as Shasta red-colored carbonated beverage.
Cut. Paul, it's fruit punch.
Is there any fruit in it?
No.
Well, I can't call it fruit punch.
Rolling and action.
Hi, Paul Harrell here for Shasta Soda. At the end of a long day at the range, whether it's sunny or rainy, there's nothing quite as refreshing as Shasta red punch. Jeez!
Cut.
And we have to remember that the instructions are explicit: 1 cup of this product for every half cup of water, so you really do have to measure it carefully.
Rolling.
Is this stuff going to taste any better?
Yes.
Okay.
And action.
Hi, Paul Harrell here for Shasta Soda. At the end of a long day at the range, whether it's sunny or rainy, there's nothing quite as refreshing as Shasta orange-colored soda. That's even worse!
Cut. Rolling.
Okay, well, this is cola. They can't screw that up too bad. Okay.
Paul, what's with the glasses?
Oh, I got some of that nasty stuff in my eye last time.
Oh, okay. And action.
Hi, Paul Harrell here for Shasta Soda. At the end of the long day at the range, whether it's sunny or rainy, there's nothing quite as refreshing as Shasta Cola.
Cut. Rolling and action.
Shasta, it's really great. I drink it all the time. Okay, just let me do it my way. Shasta, it makes a better target than it does a beverage.
Cut.
If I were going to make a commercial for 2 products, one of which was Red Bull energy drink, the commercial might look like this. Hi, on the table I have Red Bull energy drink, and in my holster I have a Taurus Judge revolver. It jammed! A Taurus Judge revolver loaded with birdshot using a target of Red Bull energy drink. The best use for both of these products. And scene. But you might notice a few changes. Things like product placement. Zevia 0-calorie cola. When you want everyone to know that your favorite gun is a Taurus Judge. But with those footprints, one of the people told me, quote, We tracked you easy. Close quote. Okay.
My choice for a pump shotgun is a Winchester Model 1897. And it works pretty well.
And here's where our wounded man with the shotgun comes back into action. Let me show you something. As the suspects tried to make their escape by stealing an FBI vehicle, one of the agents, armed with an 870 shotgun similar to this one, and having been shot in the arm, had to shoot his shotgun one-handed from around the vehicle he was hiding behind. Then after expending all 5 rounds, he advanced on the suspects with his .357 Magnum revolver. Okay, there's a question that has been asked in this format many times and that I have answered many times, but I'm still seeing people asking it on an almost daily basis, so let me answer it again. And the question is various forms of, what's up with the Pop-tart ads? Okay, first and foremost, we do not have any corporate sponsors. Kellogg's has never heard of me. However, I like Pop-tarts and I have for most of my life. I very rarely eat them in garrison, but it's something I carry in the field. I've carried them in the field for decades. It's just something the crew and I do. Toast'ems? This is some fake Pop-tart. It actually reads on the box, Toast'ems, play hard, snack easy. Okay, when it comes to Pop-tarts, accept no substitutes.
But all told, really, to me, this gun does not live up to the hype. And I've shot it a lot more than just what I demonstrated here today. And after all the things I did here today and all the stuff I've done with it, it doesn't live up to the hype. However, that having been said, a very important part of any gun that you carry or any gun that you use, especially when you're talking about personal protection type of guns, a really important thing is what I call gun psyche. You have to feel good about your gun. You have to feel confident with it. Now, the gun I carry most of the time is this one right here. It's a 25, and I feel really good about it. I can hold all the rounds on target at 25 yards. I've killed a deer with this gun. My gun psyche with that is just fine. But you'd be amazed how many people have told me, "Oh, Paul, that'd just piss them off." If I had $1 for every time somebody told me that, I could buy another one of these. So you have to feel good about your gun. I don't feel good about this, but if you've got one and it makes you feel confident and it makes you feel safe and you feel like you can get the job done with it, then that's way more important than anything I showed you here today.
What do
those acronyms mean, and what do they mean to me? SHTF, self-explanatory. WROL, without rule of law. A lot of people get focused in on that. I like to think that that's going to be part of a bigger picture. The bigger picture being Teotwaki, Teotwawki. It means the end of the world as we know it.
Hi, we're out on the range today, so as usual, bear with any gunfire you hear in the background. Recently I was watching a YouTube video and some guy comes on there and he proclaims, "Shotguns suck for home defense." Yeah, he said it. He then went on for over 35 minutes to explain and demonstrate why he thought that. Well, I happen to disagree with most of the points he made, and I disagree with most of the conclusions he came to. Normally, it would not be my place or in any way my desire to critique or criticize other people's work. But in this particular case, he also said that he was sick of the keyboard commandos that want to tell you their opinion but not tell you why, that want to tell you things but not back up anything they say with solid logic or experience. I took that as an invitation that he wanted to hear from people with opinions different than his own, as long as they could back those opinions up with some kind of evidence. So here we are. Now, in the interest of brevity, I don't want to drone on for 35 minutes. I can't address every point he made, but we'll see if we can hit some of the high points. So let's take a look. When I said giant handguns, I mean giant handguns. This is the Magnum Research BFR. That stands for Biggest, Finest Revolver. This is a 5-shot single-action revolver, and it's typically available in rifle calibers like .30-30, .450 Marlin, .45-70. This particular one is something called a .444 Marlin. I got it in this caliber because I already had the .444 rifle. Now, what the cartridge looks like is this. You can see how the .444 Marlin dwarfs conventional rounds like the .44 Magnum and the 9mm. So, this has a lot of power and a lot of recoil. Let's see what it does to these jugs. Well, one thing it did was it gave me a shower. Now, when I say powerful, man, that was powerful. But the same round from the same gun at the same distance blew this bottle of soda all to pieces. Why is that? 2 words: hydrostatic shock. Hydrostatic shock is what happens when you shoot something that's jellified like ballistic gelatin or aqueous like a bottle full of soda, and it's kind of hard to explain. The best way I can explain it is this. Here we are in the lake. This is the best way I can think of to talk about hydrostatic shock, is standing in the lake with water and a pancake turner. We'll get to that in a second. Hydrostatic shock, hydro, water. Static, not as in the electricity, but as in the stasis of the water. You're shocking the stillness of the water, hydrostatic shock. How that relates is that when you hit the water with the pancake turner, you displace a lot of water. That's hydrostatic shock. How this relates to your bullet is velocity. If it goes very slow, it doesn't do much. Going very fast, you get a lot of water displacement. This is where the velocity of your bullet comes into play. Another thing is the caliber of your bullet. A larger caliber has a larger surface area. Now, if I take the pancake turner and turn it sideways and hit the water with that, it doesn't do near as much. It's the same size, the same weight, going the same speed, but all I've done is manipulate the amount of surface area. So, without any further delay, let's shoot this thing.
Well, we didn't break any windows, that's a plus. Okay, now let's try our AK and see what kind of results we get with that. So how'd we do? Well, 15 shots in the front. This car door, just like the other one, all kinds of bullet holes, elongated bullet holes, secondary fragments. All right, you've seen us shoot a bunch of tiny handguns. Now let's shoot some really big ones. This is the Disaster Contingency Specialist's giant handgun shoot. So we're going to start with an oldie but a goodie, the Smith & Wesson Model 29. Remember Dirty Harry used to tell you it's the most powerful handgun in the world? Well, it isn't anymore. In fact, there's so many big ones out there now, the 44 Magnum's become kind of passé. But believe me, it's still got plenty of power. .44 Magnum, plenty of power.
Now there's a few more things I want to cover. First is cost. I don't want to quote numbers because they can vary so much in different places, but quite often guns like this LCP can be purchased for $100, even $200 less than guns like these Smith & Wesson revolvers, and that's a big consideration. You have to find something that fits your budget. Another thing is what I call program compliance, having your gun with you when you need it. Guns like this quite often get left at home or in the glove box, and they're not on you when you need them. Another thing is your rate of fire. Now, we just saw a demonstration of that, and that always leads to the debate of how many rounds is enough. Well, no one can decide that for you except you. But the input I would have is, although accurate statistics on how many shots someone fires in a citizen-involved shooting are very difficult to get, estimates like 3, 4, 5 rounds, I think are reasonable. But the big thing you've got to do is you have to get the gun that's right for you. And either one of these formats seems to have a couple of advantages and disadvantages compared to the other. And again, no one can decide what's right for you except you. So, as always, don't try this at home on what you call a professional. And thanks for watching the Snub 38 versus 380 Auto video. So, that having been said, don't try this at home on what you call a professional, and thanks for watching Taurus Judge Review Part 3.